Now, the story you're about to hear isn't new. It's the second half of a nightmare we started together. Remember that house? The one with no creaking floorboards, no buzzing fridge, not even a single sound? We thought the silence was strange. We were wrong. The silence wasn't strange. It was alive. And now, the rest of the story begins. I stepped into the black and felt watched, not in the creepy hallway kind of way. This was sacred and wrong, like I'd entered a church that worships hunger. The silence was back, but thicker now, layered, as if the house itself was listening. At the bottom of the stairs, my flashlight stabilized just enough to show a stone basement, dirt floor, and one thing in the center, a table. On it, a mirror, oval shape, cracked, edges stained dark red. I saw myself in it. But not me now. Me, at 6 years old, sitting on my childhood kitchen floor, crying. It was the day Mom locked herself in the bedroom and yelled at me through the door. I had spilled juice trying to get her attention. She screamed, "Clean it up. I don't want to see you." That boy, my younger self, turned and smiled. But not my smile. It was wrong, wide, inhuman, like something learning how to mimic expression. Then he spoke, and I heard it not with ears, but inside my head. "I remember what you forgot." I screamed. The mirror shattered. Something exhaled, hot, metallic, ancient. "You came back. You always come back," it whispered. I ran, crawled up the stairs, slammed the door. This time, it stayed shut, but the silence didn't return. Instead, I heard something even worse. An old lullaby, faint, drifting from upstairs. "Rock-a-bye baby" on the treetop. I hadn't heard it since I was 12. It was my mother's voice. She'd never recorded it, never sang it around anyone else, but I knew it. I stood frozen in the hallway as it wrapped around me like a noose, sweet, gentle, suffocating. I should have run, but I climbed the stairs instead. Each step creaked, only in my mind, as if the house was pretending to be normal, trying to fake sound. At the top, the walls were warped. The lights didn't flicker. They pulsed, like breathing. At the end of the hallway, the bedroom doors stood cracked. The lullaby grew louder. "The cradle will rock." I pushed it open, and there she was, my mother, standing at the window in the same nightgown she wore the night before her accident. She turned around. Her eyes were gone. Not missing, just not there. Smooth skin, no gouges, no blood, just a face where eyes never existed. She smiled, not cruelly, not kindly, just expectantly. She smiled wider, and it hit me. This wasn't just a hallucination. It was a memory being performed, reanimated, but not by her, by the house. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. I stepped closer. That was the mistake. As soon as my foot crossed the threshold, the door slammed shut behind me. I spun, locked, no knob, just blank wall. And then I heard it, breathing. Not my own, not human, slow, heavy, ancient. It was coming from the bed. I turned. There was something under the covers, a lump, human-sized, motionless. I didn't want to, but my feet moved, compelled, pulled. My hand lifted the blanket. Nothing, just a dent in the mattress, like someone had been lying there for years, pressing their shape into time itself. I turned back to the window. She was gone. The room was empty, except for the mirror. Another one, not the basement's. This was smaller, round, hung on the far wall, and in it, I didn't see myself. I saw the basement again, but now it was full of people, dozens of them, standing perfectly still in the darkness, all pale, all silent, eyes wide, looking up at me. They remember. The whisper came again, inside my bones. The mirror cracked. I stumbled back, out of the room, into the hallway. Now the house looked different, longer, colder. The light had changed. It wasn't coming from bulbs. It was just there, glowing, like static had taken over color. I ran, but every door I opened showed the same room. The bedroom, mirror, crowd, run again, same result. Until finally, one door opened to the basement stairs again. Still open, still waiting. The pull was stronger now, not physical, emotional. It was like the house knew what I didn't, that I'd left something behind, something I had to face, or something that would come find me if I didn't. I don't remember walking back down the stairs. I remember the feeling though. That same silence, but now it had rhythm, pulse, like it had become the voice of something sleeping just beneath reality. The basement was darker than before, and colder. No more flashlight. The phone was dead again, but I didn't need it. The table was glowing faintly, like moonlight, but from no source. The mirror shards were gone. In their place, a book, leather-bound, heavy. I opened it. No title, no words, just symbols, hand-drawn, spirals, eyes, mouths, dozens of mouths. On the third page, a message had been carved, not written. "You spoke once. You will again." I closed the book, but the message didn't stop. I heard it echo in the walls. The house was humming now. Not sound, but sensation. Like every surface wanted to speak, but couldn't. Every plank, nail, and brick was holding in a scream. I backed away, but the table was gone. So were the walls. The basement was gone. Now, I stood in a long hallway of doors, hundreds, stretching out in both directions. Each door had a sound behind it. Faint, muted, wrong. A baby crying underwater, a phone ringing through gravel, a typewriter clicking with no rhythm. I chose a door at random, opened it. Inside, my childhood bedroom, as it was when I was 7. Toys on the floor, closet open, a drawing I remembered on the wall, me and mom holding hands. Except in this version, her face was scribbled out in red. I stepped in. The floor warped beneath my feet, soft, like memory. The bed creaked, but it wasn't the frame. It was breathing, shallow, shaky. I turned and saw something crawl from under the blanket. Me, but smaller. 7-year-old me, same pajamas, eyes wide with fear, and mouth sewn shut. He looked at me, pointed behind me. I turned, and the room was gone again. Just the hallway doors, except now some were open, and people stood inside, silent, watching. The people in the doorways didn't move, not breathing, not blinking, just watching. Every one of them looked like someone I vaguely remembered. A teacher, a bus driver, a neighbor, but their faces were wrong, unfinished, like sketches someone forgot to finish shading. I kept walking. The hallway started to tilt. I could feel gravity sliding sideways, pulling me toward one door. Its frame was pulsing, slow, like a heartbeat. Inside, only blackness. And that voice again. You buried it, but we remember. I stepped through. This time, I didn't land on the floor. I landed on water. Not wet, just water. It looked like an ocean, flat and endless, but it didn't move. No ripples, no sound. Above me, stars, but wrong ones. Constellations I couldn't name. Lights that blinked like pupils dilating. Far out on the horizon, something rose. A shape, huge, crawling, dripping. I didn't wait to see what it was. I turned, and the house was behind me again. Floating, silent. Its windows glowed red, like it had been bleeding light for centuries. I swam, or tried to. The water thickened with every stroke. Then I heard her, my mother's voice, right behind me. Calm, cold, familiar. You left me down there. I turned, and there she was. Not pale, not ghostly, just as she looked the night before she died. Only not right. Her skin shimmered, as if she were made of plastic wrap stretched over muscle. Her eyes were endless, just pits. You stopped listening, she said, so it listened instead. I screamed. This time, it came out, but not in sound. In blood, thick, dark, gushing from my mouth as if every word I'd swallowed for years was clawing its way out. The ocean turned black. The house sank, and I sank with it. I opened my eyes, and the house was whole again. Wood beneath my feet, wallpaper peeling slightly at the corners, the fan in the corner spinning, but no sound. I stood in the hallway. The bedroom door was open again. So was the basement and the front door. Like the house was giving me a choice, but I already knew the answer. I walked toward the basement. Down, down, deeper this time. The stairs stretched longer than before, like the descent measured not distance, but guilt. At the bottom, the mirror, not cracked now, not stained, just still. And inside of me, but aged. Eyes sunken, skin stretched, mouth sewn shut. Behind him, shadows moved. People I almost recognized. Every version of me I'd buried. Every time I said, I'm fine, when I wasn't. Every scream I swallowed. Every silence I obeyed. They reached toward the mirror's glass. So did I. And as our fingers touched, I finally heard it. The house. Speaking, not in sound, but in memory. I kept them for you, it said, so you wouldn't forget who you are when the world tried to silence you. I stepped back, and for the first time since I arrived, I heard something real. The floor creaked. The fan buzzed. A fly zipped by. Sound had returned, but something else had left. I looked into the mirror again. I was alone. Truly, utterly. But the silence, it was still listening. If you're still listening too, if the silence in your room feels a little too still right now, maybe you should ask yourself, is it really quiet? Or is something just waiting to be heard? If this story haunted you even a little, don't let it be forgotten. Hit like, drop a comment about the creepiest part, and subscribe, because what's coming next might not let you leave.